Well, Skyrim. Skyrim is one of those video games I find myself coming back to a lot, especially recently. I'm a huge fantasy nerd, and since this game takes place in a fantasy setting, that's probably why I like it. I also want to preference this video by telling you guys that I have not played any other Elder Scrolls game. I first started playing Skyrim because it was on sale on the PS4, and then that was around 2019, and then I picked it back up this year. This is the first time I have ever completed Skyrim, and I honestly had a really good time. Now, just because this is the first time I've completed Skyrim, I want to say I've been playing this game for years. Like I said, I first got it back in 2019. So like I said, I've been playing this game for a few years. But this is the first time I've ever completed the game. Even though the footage doesn't show it, throughout the entire game, I was using daggers as my main weapon, and then the healing spell on my offhand. Another big reason why I really like Skyrim is it lets you play how you want to play. You're not going to get punished for playing with a bow and arrow in close combat, just like you're not going to get that punished for playing with a heavy weapon inside of a dungeon or a cave. Another thing that I really like about Skyrim is that it doesn't punish you for not sticking to one build. For example, on this account that is on screen, I started off by wanting to play a roguelike character that would be stealth. So I started upgrading my perks into stealth perks like archery and light armor until eventually I figured out throughout the game that I more enjoyed playing with heavy armor. Now I still use daggers and healing and all, but originally my plan was to start off with a roguelike character, and then I ended up with a heavy armor using a restoration spell maining person with a knife. So it doesn't really punish you for not sticking to one build. I know a lot of people talk about this whenever they talk about Skyrim, but man, the world is so beautiful. I just love it. And also, there's so many little details. For example, sometimes you'll see dragons flying over in the distance, over mountains, or you'll see a dog or cat in the middle of town. But there's one thing that I will say about Skyrim. I want to start off by saying that I play games like this, like fantasy games with a lot of combat in them. I usually play them on easy mode because I like story and I don't like a bunch of challenge. And if you're going to call me a bad gamer for saying stuff like that, then you can just screw off. Even though I played the game on easy mode, the game never felt too easy. So I guess I gotta give him a round of applause for that. But other than that, you should turn off the video right now if you don't want to hear criticisms about Skyrim. Because even though I love Skyrim, I have quite a couple complaints with it. Alright, 3, 2, 1, you have been warned. And also, there might be some small storyline warnings or spoiler warnings in here, I'm not sure yet. Anyways, so the first thing is that it felt like combat was way too easy. And I'm not saying that the combat is bad. I'm just saying that it got really repetitive really easily, or very quickly. The first thing I personally remember was picking up a dagger and going up, getting a few slices in, and then running away and using the healing spell. And then I kept on doing that throughout the entire game. I even did that in the final boss. When you're fighting the big old dragon, I just went up to him, used like the shout that brought him down to the ground. I can't even try to pronounce it. I'd mess it up so bad. And I just went up to the dragon with the glass dagger, sliced him in the nose a few times, and then ran away and used healing when he went to go spit fire at me. This next one is going to be pretty nitpicky, but I feel like there wasn't enough people in the game who used magic. I felt like for every magic-using enemy, there was probably about 50 non-magic-using enemies. And another thing is that the enemies never got harder. One of the greatest examples of this is the frostbite spider. At the very beginning of the game, because you fight these spiders all throughout the game, in the very beginning of the game, these spiders take about 3 or 4 hits to kill, but by the very end of the game, they only take 1. They're not a threat anymore, even though they appear in some of the later dungeons. But I still love Skyrim. I'll probably be playing this game for years to come, just because of the atmosphere and all that stuff. I mean, tell me which other fantasy game where you can become a vampire, a werewolf, wood elf assassin all in one playthrough. I also want to say that I was playing Skyrim Special Edition instead of Anniversary Edition. I might check out the Anniversary Edition. I honestly don't know what's in there. Maybe some extra side quests or something. But yeah, this has been my review of Skyrim. I hope you guys enjoyed, and even though I did kind of crap on the games in some part of this video, I really hope you go check it out. Right now, it's up on Game Pass. That's how I played through my most recent playthrough, and you can probably find a used copy for a few bucks. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing.